Imagine this, watching a man get sentenced for 53 years in prison for murder, then being married in the exact same courtroom just minutes later. That's exactly what defense attorney Steve Klein saw, and it was definitely unusual. That was the word Klein used to describe the courtroom scene, where he watched a man be sentenced to life 1 minute, then married the next.
That's what troubles everybody from listening to the story, is that you switch gears from something so serious, someone being sentenced to the prison for the rest of their life for shooting someone in the head, to a wedding ceremony with cake and hugs and kisses and so on and so forth.
Klein represented Danny Desbro, who was sentenced to 53 years behind bars for killing Kevin Santos just a little over a week ago. But given the gravity of the sentencing, the next event didn't make sense to the defense attorney who had just lost his case.
I just didn't agree with the end result. I don't hold that against the court, and I don't become even more upset because she did all those things afterwards. I mean, ultimately, she granted my client a wish, and ultimately went out of her way to give him that, and she didn't have to.
After the sentence had been read and the victim's family had left the courtroom, Superior Court Judge Patricia Cookson stepped down from her bench and held a marriage ceremony.
There were a number of deputies, there was cake, there was a wedding ceremony, the family was allowed to take pictures, they were allowed to hug and kiss.
Marriage requests like this are not unheard of, but for a situation like this, it doesn't exactly sound off wedding bells.
The first time I've ever heard a defendant sentenced to 50 to life to be asked to be married, and I don't know for certain what privileges he'll get by having gotten married before he went to prison, but I'm sure there's some privilege he may be afforded as a result of that.
Cookson has not responded to the UT's calls, and the prosecutor for this particular case says he was aware of the ceremony. This has been Claudette Rogers with UT TV.